Who doesn't love a bad boy? Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 anime delinquents.
Speeding on my motorcycle is the best thing I can do to calm myself down.
For this list, we'll be looking at the rebels of anime who do most of their talking with their fists, but aren't totally without a moral center. Whether they're genuine or it's just a facade, all delinquents are welcome here.
僕は今日転入してきたのですが
Number 10, Ryu, Shaman King. Whatever you do, don't mess with his hair. Otherwise, you'll find yourself with a wooden sword to the face. Though he started off as something of an antagonist, over time this eccentric bruiser found himself becoming a shaman, as well as one of Yo's closest allies. He has no problem beating the crap out of people, but his undying devotion to his gang, his look, and constant failure with the ladies makes him as beloved as he is feared. Number 9, Tatsumi Oga, Beelzebub. When you're chosen to be the adopted father of the future Lord of Hell, then chances are you're not exactly a paragon of virtue. While he was originally the ideal candidate for raising hell due to his nasty nature, over time, Tatsumi mellowed into a much more approachable person. Mostly. To say that he still retains his sadistic love of pummeling anyone who wrongs him would be kind of an understatement, but at least he's doing it for a good cause. The path to being a decent parent is never an easy one. Number 8, Shinichi Mechazawa, Cromartie High School.
The freezing wind is piercing my skin, but it feels good right now.
In a high school infamous for having a student body made up of delinquents, you have Shinichi Mechazawa.
You've gone too far, Mechazawa.
Are you looking for trouble?
He's regarded as one of the most popular, most charismatic, and well-respected students around. But there's something fishy about Mechazawa. Oh yeah, he's also a robot and barely anyone seems to notice.
Now, if you could just turn your back to me, I'll listen to your breathing.
That is my bag.
Even when he transforms into a motorcycle equipped with rockets. Number 7, Bakugou Katsuki, My Hero Academia. One look at that costume, and you know you're in trouble. A rather villainous hero in training, Katsuki has a drive that will lead him to no less than the top. His aggressive nature and lack of mercy towards his enemies is reflected in his quirk, which causes his sweat to explode. Despite this, he actually shares the same admiration as protagonist Izuku for their personal hero, All Might. Although he might see All Might as more of a milestone to exceed. Katsuki still seems to have some semblance of good nature behind his unlikable personality. Just be sure to avoid him when he works up a sweat. Number 6, Kenji Harima, School Rumble.
Today, I'm gonna say them to you.
I'll get you for this, Harima.
He may look like your typical bad boy, but that's really just for show. Deep down, he's really a sweetheart that changed when he fell in love.
But now, I'm tied by the bonds of love. I'm in love with Tenma Sakamoto.
After rescuing high school student Tsukamoto Tenma, he eventually falls for her and reshapes his life just so he can attempt to earn her affections.
Wait up! What's the deal? Is she training for the Tour de France? She's going way too fast. Hey, come back! Tenma!
He may still have one hell of a swing, but for the remainder of the series, all he's fighting is humiliations, misunderstandings, and all sorts of romantic obstacles in order to try and win the girl of his dreams.
I love you.
What? And he called me pathetic?
Needless to say, we've never wanted a guy with such a weird goatee to succeed. Hats off to you, Kenji.
You were held back, don't you remember?
Oh, crap.
Number 5, Kanji Tatsumi, Persona 4, the animation.
No freaking way! You are a part of me!
I'm sorry, but
I am you!
If you took a glance at this guy, chances are all you'd see is a muscle-bound delinquent who thrives on fighting. Truth be told, that's just what he wants you to think.
Just what do you think you're doing?
Conflicted about what it means to be strong, Kanji originally wanted nothing more than to be the manliest guy around.
Shut up! Crying isn't gonna bring back what you lost, kid.
After being kidnapped and taken into the TV world like others before him, we see that deep down, he's just afraid of being himself.
You drop this.
What?
Throw ambiguous sexuality into the mix, and you suddenly have a layered character who isn't tough because he can take on shadows, but because he can finally start to accept who he is as a person.
I can't help it! I love stupid, cute shit!
Number 4, Hanamichi Sakuragi, Slam Dunk. So much for the girls wanting bad boys, because on this list it's definitely the other way around. Sakuragi is definitely no exception.
それで、春子さんはルカワ君のことを。
片思いなの。
At the start of the series, he was nothing more than a short-tempered slacker whose size and strength could easily win him a fight, which immediately fell for the sweet and basketball-obsessed Haruko Akagi.
バスケットはお好きですか?
Originally joining the Shohoku High School basketball team to impress her, he eventually became interested with the sport itself. While he still has a temper and is prone to outbursts, Sakuragi went from loser to champion with a slam dunk. Number 3, Eikichi Onizuka, Great Teacher Onizuka.
あげろせーの どうだ井の頭公園の水はうまいだろう
How do you handle a class that is regarded as unteachable? You call in a homeroom teacher like no other.
ついてねえなそれってヤンキーばっかの大組だろ最悪だな
もうダメだ明日にでも殺しちまいそうだよ
An ex-gang member and a virgin, Onizuka only has one thing in mind, getting freaky with the ladies.
あの
After seeing how influential a teacher can be over young women, he bluffs his way into a teaching position in the hopes of getting lucky.
思い切って冬月ちゃんでもさせばよかったぜ
鬼塚くん私初めてなの優しくして
What he or his students didn't expect is how successful he would be. Due to his method of teaching, which admittedly can border on criminal, he slowly manages to help each of his students while finding a new purpose in his life, even if he never gets laid.
どうだ水木お前が嫌がってた壁ぶち壊してやったぜ
Number 2, Jotaro Kujo, Jojo's Bizarre Adventure.
やかましい鬱陶しいぞこのアーマー
While he originally thought that his monstrous strength was due to being possessed by an evil spirit, Jotaro Kujo soon discovered that he was in possession of a stand, a supernatural power that acts as a guardian to its user. As a descendant of Jonathan Joestar, Jotaro finds himself resuming his ancestors' long-time battle with the villainous Dio Brando.
よし出発するぞ
He's got the sharp tongue and attitude of a rebel. However, there's no doubt that he's still a good person at heart.
やかましい鬱陶しいぞ
That's not to say that he's not a fighter though, because if you mess with those close to him, then he will give you the beating of a lifetime. Before we reveal our number 1 delinquent, here are a few rebellious honorable mentions.
てめえらみてえなのが何人死のうが誰からも文句は出ねえよこいつがさっきから舐めたこと抜かしやがんだよ俺を根性なしだとかよ
本当のことだろ
That was too easy.
次の問題解いてもらえるかな
Ah?
めんどくせえから嫌だ。
荒北君。
Number 1. Yusuke Urameshi, Yu Yu Hakusho.
Well, lucky me, I won.
Life for Yusuke was a pretty simple one. Cutting class, being nagged at by his love interest, and of course, frequently getting into fights. Then he died. After giving his life to save a child, not only is he given another chance at life, but he's also given a job as a spirit detective, battling the ghostly forces that threaten both the spirit world and the Earth. Even though he's still using his fists more than his head, over time his new role and companions grow on him to the point where he abandons his selfish nature and gives his all into protecting the world and those he loves.
Yeah! We did it! Huh? Why don't you quit hugging me, you weirdo?
He'll always be a rebel, but he's the rebel that the world needs.
Yusuke, you still haven't promised me yet. Yusuke.
Do you agree with our list? Who's your favorite anime delinquent? For more rugged top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.